Hello guys, in this video I'm going to talk about public speaking. Public speaking is not just about to become a motivational speaker, TEDx speaker or speaking in a large public platform. Oral communication skill were the number one skill that college graduate found useful in the business world according to sociology study. And it has been estimated over 75 of all people experience some degree of anxiety and nervousness when it comes to public speaking. तपाईहरु हामी सबैलाई थाहा छ public speaking is an essential requirement for each one of us to deal with our day to day life at college, school, work, job, career, social life. Speaking comes naturally to all of us. Only challenge is the environment or situation or people whom we speaking to, isn't it? At some point or the other we have to speak in public and we cannot avoid it because 21st century is more about people to people interaction, which is an important soft skill to develop. Proficiency in public speaking will improve communication skills. Also, public speaking can be great self-esteem booster. Being a good speaker is helpful to being an inspirational leader. If you are looking to hone your public speaking skills, this video is for you. Let me tell you what you are going to learn in this video. You will learn about why public speaking is important, how to overcome public speaking, and also you will learn speech categories, type, how to prepare a speech and deliver it successfully, also important of your gesture and body language, also how to use your visual aids and props, and also how to speak in front of the diverse audience. And at the end you will learn how to speak spontaneously. Also I will talk about the impromptu or unprepared speech and also some speaking tips, technique, and at the end I will give you some exercise you can practice it in your own pace. First of all, I would like to ask one question. Are you glossophobia? अर्थात् यदि तपाईं कुनै पनि मानिसहरुको अगाडि बोल्दाखेरि तपाईंलाई चाहिँ डर लाग्ने, चिन्ता लाग्ने गर्छ? यदि गर्छ भने यो चाहिँ नर्मल हो र जसलाई चाहिँ ग्लोसोफोबिया भनेर भनिन्छ. 75% भन्दा बढी पपुलेसन दे हैव सिम्पटम अफ ग्लोसोफोबिया. ग्लोसोफोबिया कजेज अ भेराइटी अफ सिम्पटम सच एज यसले चाहिँ तपाईको ब्लड प्रेसर बढाउने हैन, त्यसपछि पसिनाहरु आउने, मुख सुक्खा हुने अथवा तपाईको अप्पर नेक को मसलहरु दुख्ने, फिलिङ अफ प्यानिक हैन, त्यसपछि intense anxiety अथवा some individual may feel a slight nervousness and the very thought of public speaking. Other may experience a full of panic and fear. They may avoid the public speaking situation at all cost. यदि तपाईलाई पब्लिक स्पिकिङ गर्दा ग्लोसोफोबिया अर्थात् यो मैले भने जस्तो कुनै पनि सिम्पटमहरु छ भने यसलाई चाहिँ हामी सजिलै ओभरकम गर्न सक्छौं. यदि तपाई पनि यो भिडियोमा भने जस्तो ग्लोसोफोबियाबाट चाहिँ मुक्ति पाउन चाहनुहुन्छ अथवा यसबाट चाहिँ ओभरकम हुन चाहनुहुन्छ भने यु हैव टु बी पर्सिस्टेन्ट एन्ड यु हैव टु डु द इनफ प्रिपरेसन. इट इज एब्सोल्युटली पोसिबल टु बीट ग्लोसोफोबिया or public speaking fear or anxiety. एन्ड म तपाईहरुलाई यो कसरी यो ग्लोसोफोबियाबाट चाहिँ ओभरकम हुने बारेमा चाहिँ कुरा गर्न गइरहेको छु. यहाँनेर म तपाईहरुलाई सबैभन्दा पहिला what is speech? Speech भनेको के हो भन्ने बारेमा चाहिँ कुरा गर्दै छु. Speech is a vocal communication using language, and language doesn't necessarily have to be only in English. You can speak into your own language, whether it's Nepali, English, Hindi, whatever the language you prefer, and what kind of audience you are speaking to. It could be in any language in this world. It could be all simple as that in your mother tongue. र speech भनेको चाहिँ it's the communication or expression of thought in spoken words or spoken expression of ideas, opinions, and so on. It could be something which is prepared by someone to speak in front of an audience. Now let's talk about what is public speaking. Public speaking is the act or process of making speech in public or the art of effective oral communication with others. Public speaking is the process or the act of performing a speech to a live audience. Public speaking भन्नको मतलब जब तपाईले इफेक्टिभ कम्युनिकेसन अथवा ओरल कम्युनिकेसन चाहिँ कुनै एकजना अथवा तपाईहरुले कुनै पनि ग्रुपको बीचमा चाहिँ गएर स्पीक गर्न थाल्नुहुन्छ, आफ्नो स्पीचलाई चाहिँ बोल्न थाल्नुहुन्छ, त्यसलाई नै पब्लिक स्पिकिङ भनेर भनिन्छ. अब यहाँनिर प्रश्न आउँछ वाइ पब्लिक स्पिकिङ। सबैभन्दा पहिला बुझ्नुपर्ने कुरा के छ भने पब्लिक स्पिकिङ इज एन इम्पोर्टेन्ट सफ्ट स्किल टु डेभलप। Also, according to the sociology study, oral communication skill are the number one skill that college graduates found useful in the business world. And don't forget, public speaking is the one of the effective tools in the 21st century, and it's more about people to people interaction. People want to hear you. People
Real. That when people come together, when people love, change can happen. I don't know how many of y'all were here in the beginning, but I explained how this all happened today. I texted my friend, Chance, right?
Public speaking skills, you have more opportunity. And don't forget, most of the good or great public speaker are great leader. As a good leader, you will be given more opportunity in social setting that might open the door for you, your career, your business setting, your life, whatever the field you want to explore. If you have good public speaking skills, there are so much opportunity waits for you. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, now I'm going to tell you what kind of benefit that you are going to gain by honing your public speaking. It's very simple. यदि तपाईसँग चाहिँ पब्लिक स्पिकिङ स्किल चाहिँ राम्रो छ भने तपाईको अटोमेटिक सेल्फ स्टिम अथवा तपाईको कन्फिडेन्सहरु चाहिँ बिल्डअप हुन्छ र यु कुड इन्फ्लुएन्स द वर्ल्ड अराउन्ड यु। अ गुड स्पिकर इज अ गुड लिडर एज आई सेड अर्लियर। यसले चाहिँ तपाईको लिडरशिप स्किलहरु डेभलप गर्न मद्दत गर्छ अथवा इट यु माइट बिकम थट लिडर। यदि तपाईसँग गुड पब्लिक स्पिकिङ छ भने तपाईसँग गुड कम्युनिकेसन स्किलहरु हुन्छ जसले गर्दा चाहिँ तपाईले धेरै भन्दा धेरै मानिसहरुलाई चाहिँ पर्सुएट गर्न सक्नुहुन्छ। साथै यदि तपाईसँग गुड पब्लिक स्पिकिङ स्किल छ भने यु क्यान कन्डक्ट डिफरेन्ट काइन्ड अफ ग्रुप डिस्कसन, सेल्फ प्रमोसन, मार्केटिङ योरसेल्फ टु मेक एडभान्स इन योर करियर. Also, you can be confident in your personal interview, which all leads to your personal satisfaction. And also, you will find supporter through your fluency and boost your confidence. Public speaking will help you to win over crowd and bring them together, and you will obviously stand out. Also, public speaking will increase your network with your speaking abilities and also become a good listener so that you are comfortable in social setting. एउटा कुरा तपाईहरुले के बुझ्नुपर्छ भने कुनै पनि मान्छे जन्मिँदैखेरि कुनै पनि कुरा सिकेर आएको हुँदैन। आजसम्म तपाईले जो पनि मान्छे जति सुकै क्राउडको बीचमा गएर बोल्न सक्छ त्यो मान्छेले पनि जन्मिँदै त्यो गुण लिएर आएको हुँदैन। पब्लिक स्पिकिङ इज कन्टिन्यू इम्प्रुभमेन्ट एन्ड कन्टिन्यू practice. Actually, there is nothing called perfect. जो सुकै मान्छे पनि त्यो सिक्दै गरेको हुन्छ र पब्लिक स्पिकिङ चाहिँ हामीले कन्टिन्यू प्र्याक्टिस एन्ड पर्सिस्टेन्सीबाट चाहिँ यसलाई चाहिँ धेरै भन्दा धेरै तिखार्न सक्छौं, यसलाई चाहिँ होन गर्न सक्छौं, यसमा चाहिँ हामी शार्प हुन सक्छौं। अर्को कुरा, कतिपय मानिसहरु चाहिँ मलाई अरूले केही भन्छ कि भनेर पब्लिक स्पिकिङ देखि डराइरहेको हुन्छ। यदि यस्तो भने तपाईले के कुरा विचार गर्नुहुन्छ भने यदि तपाईले चाहिँ कुनै पनि कुराहरु चाहिँ त्यसमा चाहिँ भ्यालु छ, त्यसले चाहिँ मानिसको जिन्दगीमा अलिकति परिवर्तन ल्याउँछ र मानिसको जीवनलाई चाहिँ राम्रो सकारात्मक बाटोतिर डोर्याउँछ भने तपाईले दिल खोलेर कुरा गर्न सक्नुहुन्छ। किनभने जब तपाई बोलिरहन सक्नुहुन्छ तपाईलाई मन नपराउने मान्छेहरुले यो कति एरोगान्ट रहेछ भनेर भन्छन् र मन पराउने मान्छे र तपाईको आइडिया, तपाईको भिजन र तपाईको भ्यालु सम्मान गर्ने मान्छेलाई यसले सारै राम्रो कुरो भन्यो भनेर भन्न सक्छन्। त्यसैले मलाई अरूले यो सो भन्छ, अरूले यसो सोच्लान् भनेर कहिले पनि सोच्नु हुँदैन र तपाई निर्धक्क छाती खोलेर अरूको अगाडि बोल्न सक्नुहुन्छ। तर यसको लागि तपाईले बोलेको कुराहरुमा फ्याक्ट हुनु पर्यो, तपाईले बोलेको कुराले भ्यालु चाहिँ डेलिभर गर्न सक्नु पर्यो अथवा मानव जगतलाई चाहिँ अलिकति सकारात्मकतिर डोर्याउन सक्षम हुनु पर्यो। आई बिलिभ हामीले यहाँसम्म आइपुग्दाखेरि धेरै कुराहरु सिकिराखेका छौं र म तपाईहरुलाई अर्को कुरा के भन्न चाहन्छु भने पब्लिक स्पिकिङ हैज क्याटेगोरीज। वी क्यान क्याटेगोराइज पब्लिक स्पिकिङ इन्टु 3 बोर्ड लेभल्स। नम्बर 1 informative speaking, number 2 persuasive speaking, and number 3 entertaining speaking. If we want to go detail about these 3 categories of speaking, let's talk about informative speaking. This type of speaking is the most common and it happens to most people daily. It involves speaking in order to inform others or get information out. Informative speaking can be a academic or professional knowledge. It can also be a report your progress on a project or tell someone how to use something. For example, speaking about the danger of climate change. Number 2, persuasive speaking. Public speaking will often be in order to persuade others. Persuasive public speaking is a very valuable skill to have and practice. Persuasive speaking can be in a debate or a formal speech. It can also be minor persuasion, such as going to a place you choose for lunch. For example, trying to convince the audience to vote for you. र लास्टमा entertaining speaking. Public speaking for entertainment is used for award ceremonies, wedding speeches, comedy sketches, poetry reading, and many more. The purpose of entertaining speaking is to entertain the audience instead of merely informing. For example, a best man speech at a wedding or celebratory to introduce the winner of an award, such as Miss World participation or something like this. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, whenever we talk about public speaking, we should not forget about the speech. र स्पिचको कुरा गर्दा चाहिँ त्यहाँ चाहिँ दुईटा स्पिचको कुरा आउँछ, एउटा चाहिँ प्रिपेयर्ड स्पिच एन्ड अर्को चाहिँ अनप्रिपेयर्ड स्पिच. सो लेट्स अन्डरस्ट्यान्ड देम इन लिटिल डिटेल. प्रिपेयर्ड स्पिच भनेको चाहिँ जुन चाहिँ फर अ प्रिपेयर्ड स्पिच द स्पिकर वाज गिभन अ टपिक इन एडभान्स सो द्याट द स्पिकर ह्याड टाइम टु रिसर्च अबाउट द टपिक, टु प्रिपेयर, टु बी कन्फिडेन्ट एन्ड प्र्याक्टिस इट well before delivering. And this type of speech, the prepared speech, would be something that you are giving a business presentation at your workplace or speaking at an event in your school or college. Preparation does not mean that you want to remember the word by word. No, it's not like that. It is the essence that you are going to convey while you are delivering your speech. Ladies and gentlemen, now let's talk about body language. Gesture and body language. Speakers generate a great amount of emotion and interest by using non-verbal communication, which is also called as a gesture or body language. Did you know statistics show that around 70% of our communication is through our body language? जब तपाईले आफ्नो प्रेजेन्टेसन गर्न थाल्नुहुन्छ त्यो बेला चाहिँ तपाईले चाहिँ इन्सिन्सियर लुकहरू अथवा जस्तो कि आई कन्ट्याक्ट अभोइड गर्ने, त्यसपछि चाहिँ खल्तीमा भनौँ न पकेटमा हात हाल्ने, यस्तो कुराहरूबाट चाहिँ तपाईँ धेरै नै टाढा हुनुपर्छ, जुन कुरा चाहिँ तपाईँको अडियन्सले चाहिँ नोट नगरोस्. यहाँनिर आई कन्ट्याक्ट चाहिँ धेरै नै महत्त्वपूर्ण छ. वेनेभर यु डु आई कन्ट्याक्ट सुड इस्टाब्लिस एन इमिडिएट बोन्ड विथ योर अडियन्स, स्पेसली वेन स्पिकर फोकसेस अन अ इन्डिभिजुअल लिसनर रादर देन जस्ट गेजिङ ओभर द अडियन्स इज अ होल. During a presentation, you should try to establish eye contact with each and every member of your audience as you can. Sweep your gaze gently around the room just like the lighthouse. र अर्को कुरा, तपाईले बोलिरहँदा जस्तो फिल्लर वर्डहरू चाहिँ तपाईले कहिले पनि प्रयोग गर्नुहुन्न, अथवा तपाईले बोलिरहेको शब्दमा तपाईहरुको टोनलाई पनि शब्दसँगै उच्चारण गर्नुपर्ने हुन्छ. साथै तपाईले आफ्नो अडियन्सहरुको इन्थुजियामहरु चाहिँ क्रिएट गर्नुपर्छ र तपाईको म्यानरिजमहरूलाई चाहिँ तपाईले कन्ट्रोल गर्न सक्नुपर्छ र तपाईको एक्सेसिभ हातहरू युज गर्ने बानी छ भने पनि त्यसलाई चाहिँ थोरै भन्दा थोरै युज गर्नु पर्दछ. अर्को महत्त्वपूर्ण कुरा के हो भने जब तपाईले प्रेजेन्टेसन गर्दै हुनुहुन्छ यु हैव टु युज द भर्ब्स इन्टु एक्सन when speaking to an audience by physically acting them out with the hand, face or entire body. तपाईले चाहिँ आफ्नो इन्सिन्सियर जेस्चरहरूलाई चाहिँ अभोइड गर्नु पर्दछ, अथवा the moment you start to say some word, it should be match your facial expression to it. Move around the stage as topic change from the move toward the audience when asking question. So this will make you more genuine speaker. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, whenever you are using visual aids and props, it should be little bit colorful and it should be matched with your topic. But make sure it should not be too much colorful because it might distract your speaker presence. I mean your presence. And also what you need to do whenever you are using visual aids, you always should not avoid eye contact or your interaction with audience. Let them focus in you, not that much in your visual aids. And whenever you are introducing any kind of visual diagrams, graphs, chart or map, you should not face your back towards your audience. It's very, very important. And also you should use normal and universally accepted language. sometimes some cultural slang language might be offensive to diverse audience. Also, in this point, you can use a lot of metaphor to make your point clear and standing. Here, I'm going to talk about how to prepare your speech. Preparation is the best way to give the effective presentation. And there are something you need to be considered whenever you are preparing your speech. If you prepare your speech effectively, it will leave your audience and your speech memorable and enjoyable for your audience. So let's talk about how you will do your speech organization. Organize your speech in logical sequence. Organizing your speech in a logical sequence means that it should have an opening and attention grabbing opening, followed by main points of your speech, and then towards the end, summary, which ties to the content what you want to really convey. Speech organization is the most important element when you are preparing for the speech. Number 2, practice and rehearse. Practice and rehearse speech frequently prior to delivering it. That does not mean that you are going to practice and rehearse for 100 or 1000 times. No, you practice enough until you get that confidence. Practice in front of mirror. Give that speech to your friend, your family member before you actually go for it. You can ask your friend to be your audience. Be sure to use a timer, which is the most important aspect. Number 3, be familiar with the stage. Become familiar with the stage or the setting where your speech will be delivered. Either visualize the stage setting or be there physically to understand what is a stage setting. Maybe you might find you know what would be those obstacle or one of those elements that will bother you when you actually go on stage. If you are delivering it in a virtual environment, be comfortable with that online digital environment. Number 4, choose comfortable clothes to wear. Your clothes should give you comfort when you are moving around the stage while delivering the speech. But that does not mean that you can go in an unprofessional manner. Make sure you always maintain a professional appearance which is in line to your audience or the topic. Number 5, feel free to use visual aids that should fit your speech, whether they are funny, serious or technical or the properties. The main goal of visual aid is to help the audience understand what is being said in a more expressive way, so that by using these visual aids and properties to reinforce the point of the speech in unique and interesting way, so that your audience does not get bored only listen to your talk. They get engaged with visual aids and your properties. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I hope it's getting interesting. As a public speaker, तपाईले आफ्नो audienceहरुलाई चाहिँ memorable र enjoyable कन्टेन्टहरु छोड्न सक्नुहुन्छ. साथै तपाईले चाहिँ you want to become impressive public speaker. So what is the secret sauce? How you can make your speech more memorable? यहाँ चाहिँ म तपाईहरुलाई 2-4 वटा कुरा गर्न गइरहेको छु जसलाई चाहिँ तपाईले नोट गर्नुपर्ने हुन्छ. नम्बर 1, प्रिपरेसन. तपाईले यो कुरा बुझ्नुपर्छ कि तपाईको ऑडियन्सले तपाईलाई उनीहरुको कन्सिडरेबल टाइमहरु दिएको छ र उनीहरुले तपाईमाथि कन्फिडेन्ट राखेको छ. सो यु हैव टु बिलिभ दैट एन्ड यु हैव टु स्टार्ट डुइङ प्रिपरेसन. Preparation is the number 1 key. Another thing is start strong. Being your speech with a powerful opening that will grab your audience attention is the key. This is also called as an attention grabbing attention. Use some facts, some data, some story, funny jokes or whatever you want to impress your audience. Another thing, whenever you are delivering your speech, you have to be conversational. Don't just read your speech, rather converse with your audience. Don't read your speech word by word. Instead, refer to notes or points from an outline to help your speech have a more free flowing conversation, which would appear like as if you are talking to your audience. It should not appear like as if you are reading something from your note. Last thing is, speak with your passion. Believe in your topic. This will give you confidence. And if you are not sure with your content, your topic, your audience might lose the interest. Also, remember, public speaking is the continuing practice. You cannot master everything overnight. You have to do
enough preparation to hone your public speaking skills. And also, if something goes wrong, do not feel bad. Keep on continue. Hold yourself calm and do not let your audience see you are doing mistake. With your practice, you can master your public speaking game. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, now I am going to talk about overcoming nervousness. Easy way to overcome nervousness is to just relax. Take a deep breath from your diaphragm. Do not rush to breathe. Another thing is, you have to remember your audience want you to be succeed. They are motivating you. If something goes wrong, just gently apologize it, admit it, acknowledge it. That's fine. They will see your honesty. And most important thing, you should know your topic, your stage, your audience background, your audience culture, their interests, all the information you gather about them. Of course, there might be surprise, but when it comes that way, you can deal it very easily. My father told me there is 2 times anything you will achieve in your life. Number 1, when you visualize, and 2 is when you actually do it. You visualize all the good things. Just imagine your audience are clapping for you, they are cheering for you, they are so happy to see you. And when you go to the stage, you might face same kind of situation. Also, I will repeat, keep in mind that your audience are going to be your motivators and they want you to succeed. Most important thing you have to consider, concentrate, focus on the message, not on the medium. Now I strongly believe with these tips, I hope you will better equipped to deal with any kind of overcoming nervousness whenever you are giving public speaking in front of any masses or any group. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we have talked about the prepared speech. Now I'm going to talk about unprepared speech. Unprepared speech, also called as an impromptu speaking, which simply means you speak without any preparation or predetermination. Another word, it is also called as speaking spontaneously on the spot of speech. So let me explain what are the various situations and scenarios in which you will be expected to deliver spontaneous, unprepared or impromptu speech. Unprepared speech will come to many forms. It might give you surprise. So hear me out. Introducing yourself at a networking event, it might be the common thing. Also, when you go for interview, they will ask to introduce yourself to begin with, or when you are at event, you will be asked to introduce yourself. That could be another scenario. Also, consider you are attending a meeting, suddenly you were put on the spot and picked up to fill in for late speaker. The speaker who is supposed to deliver the speech was delayed. Also, another case might be you were asked to give a toast at company party, but this is quite common in the business world. Be prepared for it. What will you speak? There are so many scenarios. For example, if you are walking into the road and suddenly you are facing the media, you are interviewed by the reporter with a surprise question which you have not prepared for. And another scenario might be you get pulled into a meeting to give an update which you have not prepared for. Here is the last one. Say a goodbye speech to a departing employee or farewell. You cannot speak for an hour, it's just 1 or 2 minutes. Well, when you are put on spot, what will you do? It's simple. Rise the occasion and sign on. Now I am going to give you tips how to sign on in unprepared speech. There are 4 things you can do. Number 1, read. I mean, whenever you are in event, try to see the notice board or try to see newspaper, journal, television. Update yourself into the environment, situation. That's how you know what is happening around you. After that, you have to organize your thoughts, your opinion. Just pause it. Just think yourself. If you have opposing viewpoint or supporting your viewpoint, you can organize your thought. After that, structure your thought. So whenever you structure your thought, this is no different than prepared speech. First your attention grabbing, then your opinion, and then your conclusion. Always remain calm. Here is very simple thing, let me repeat. Reading will help you gain a lot of thoughts to begin with. Number 2, organize your thought. 3, structure your thought. 4, remain calm. In any situation, calmness will actually make you perform better. This is how you deal with the impromptu speech. Well, this always come by practice. So practice is the key. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here I am going to share with you one secret sauce for how you deal with unprepared speech, and that is technical FAT. F stand for feeling, A stand for your anecdote, and T stand for your tie back. So let me start by F. F for feeling. Share your honest story about what you think of the topic or a problem or a solution. Stay as close as to truth. Let it be real life experience so that you will speak naturally and the likeness for your audience to connect with your speech is high. If you are trying to wander around away from truth, then it is difficult. It's not going to solve. For example, if you feel excited about the topic, show that excitement. If you feel depressed about the topic or that experience, show that in your speech, which is perfectly fine. Another, anecdote. It means always remember to share a relevant story to the topic. It would be better if you could share your first experience about a topic or a person or situation or a circumstance, so that you speak from your experience. For example, if you are asked to speak about car, speak your first experience about a car. If you had expected to speak about person whom you know, then speak about the experience of feeling love or affection toward the person you had expected to speak about it. A celebrity, then how do you relate to the person? What kind of inspiration you draw, what you love, what you hate, which is perfectly fine. Let it be a true story, relevant story, so that the opportunity will be high for your. Let it be true story, relevant story, so that the opportunity will be high for you to connect to the audience, so that you can make an impression. Well, at the end of it, it is important for you to impress on your audience. T stand for tie back. Now, once you have expressed your feeling about the topic through your body language, and you would have shared a relevant story, a true story that's about anecdote. Now it is time to tie back as a conclusion to the main topic which you were given. This is what is to move way forward. It could be a solution, it could be an opinion. Tie back is important. So remember, feeling, anecdote, and tie back. FAT technique. This is very, very famous technique that you can use in order to deliver a very nice and enjoyable unprepared speech. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, hope you find this video is very useful. I believe this video will give you all the knowledge about public speaking, and please do not forget to share, subscribe, and like, and also comment. So that case, if you have any question, I am very much happy to answer and guide you further. Thank you very much. Namaste.